I found a article this week that was actually talking about something similar. So for those who don't know, CPA firms are often niched. So this article was by Sean Stein Smith, actually, in Forbes, and the title of it is "What Your CPA Really Know About Blockchain." And so he goes through and kind of talks about if you have blockchain, if you're getting audited for blockchain, if you're a business that's attempting to go in or use blockchain or leverage blockchain for payments or even a side investment in Bitcoin for individuals, the kind of questions you should be asking your CPA about blockchain. And I don't necessarily want it to be a conversation about blockchain, which we can have one, of course, if you guys are interested in that. But really, I thought the article was good in any sense. You can replace blockchain here with any other kind of word or association. So if you're in the business of government, if you're a governmental agency and you have to have an audit, who were the outside CPA firms? What should they know about governmental auditing? What should they know about, you fill in the blank if you're in a niche kind of thing. And so he kind of goes through what he thinks what you should be asking about in a prospective CPA firm. And so basically he's asking, is the firm representing itself as offering blockchain advisory and what that looks like, getting an idea of what you're going to receive in turn for the money you're going to pay to the CPA firm. And then also asking about, their educational background or continuing educational background and how much they are and how many current kind of professionals they have in the office that are dedicated to this type of work. And so it also gets into the fact that blockchain is becoming more relevant and that probably accountants across the board are at least going to have to become a little bit familiar with how it works, how how a control system around blockchain works. Does it have authorizations or non-authorizations? So basically it's like installing a new payment method and having controls around it and being able to articulate those and have an architecture around those that would be just, not only good for the business and their control structure, but auditable by an outside firm, or have the information available to be able to give to somebody for them to trace transactions through it. So I just thought I'd get your guys' kind of take if Bitcoin has hit your guys' kind of radar, or if you've had any experience working with it, or if you think maybe he missed a point, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't had any experience directly working with it. It's something that I've always kind of, it's something that's been discussed a lot, but that we never took initiative to do much about. But I can speak to just the idea of having accounting be one of the fields where you end up having to know a little bit about a lot of things, because in order to effectively account for any of the transactions or audit your own work, you have to kind of have a feeling for what's going on behind the scenes. And so, yeah, I think it does make a lot of sense that accountants would need to study up on blockchain technology to an extent so that they can understand how the workflow is supposed to look and how they can improve it. And it's a very complicated thing that is always changing. And yeah, I think there's just always more to learn in fields that you might not think you would be discussing, as working as an accountant. What do you think, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably still early to say that that's something that all accountants need to know about. I think that the two kind of obvious use cases are if you are going to be doing advisory with clients that have blockchain technology implemented in some way, or utilizing or affected by blockchain technology in some way. Of course, if you're advising in the blockchain space, you got to know about it, right? I mean, I think that's a that would be common sense on that front. I think probably where firms or accountants may get caught short is the secondary use case, is if you are on the assurance or audit side and you're auditing businesses or companies that are affected by it, and you may not realize that until you're already kind of knee deep in working in the audit and realizing, oh crap, this company has blockchain technology somehow affecting its controls or its transaction flow or whatever, and I don't understand it. That might be a problem for you, if you're dealing kind of in the audit space. I think, for what the kind of work that we do at TCA on more the CFO advisory and outsourced accounting space, I mean, we kind of control whether it comes up or not. We either accept or don't accept a client that's affected by it. And it's not universally the case right now that all clients are directly impacted by it in a way that we need to know that much about it. And so I think that you can say, well, it's an emerging technology that seems to be kind of the future, one of those technologies that will permeate a lot of different things. And so, yeah, maybe that will be the case in the future, that all accountants would need to know something about it. And so definitely something we're keeping our eye on. But I would say as of today, I don't see that's necessarily the case.
I'm wondering how many of our listeners, maybe they can leave in the comment, that are tax preparers or in the tax kind of realm, got more blockchain questions this year than they ever have in the past, just because it was like a required now question on the 1040, where you actually had to say whether or not you had any kind of cryptocurrency transactions. So, and I'm just wondering, if, I guess, a baseline understanding of what that means is at least necessary when you're doing those kind of tax returns. So I thought that was the thought that came up to me, was, kind of our friends working in the tax kind of realm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think what you just said highlighted a point for me that I think is kind of leads towards, where sooner or later we may need to know more about it, is that, blockchain and cryptocurrency are not synonymous. Cryptocurrencies are built on blockchain technology, but blockchain technology has a prevalence that is more broader than just in the cryptocurrency world. And so I think when I think about, when I was mentioning earlier that maybe audit firms may get caught short, it may be that they're working with a client that it has nothing to do with cryptocurrency, but somehow blockchain technology is deployed in a process or in something that they're dealing with, that they would have to understand it in some way. And so I think that's a good call out, is to not, I would say to our colleagues out there, don't assume that if there's no cryptocurrency, that means there's no blockchain, because there could still be blockchain technology to consider, even if there's not cryptocurrency. On the flip side, from a tax standpoint, I've reviewed some of the tax rules and issues regarding cryptocurrency in the past, and even written 2 years ago articles on what the IRS was thinking back then in terms of the taxation of cryptocurrency. And so from my perspective, you can abstract the tax treatment of a cryptocurrency without knowing anything about blockchain technology. That would be me. I don't know anything about how blockchain works, but I did know at one point, it's gone out of my head now, but I did know at one point how the taxation of cryptocurrency was designed to work. So I'd say the topics are not necessarily really that intertwined, especially from just a pure how do you tax a cryptocurrency standpoint.